Hi guys, it's Sophie. And today, or not today, right now we're going to be talking about Themestopper. So this is what a Themestopper spread might look like, and it's going like this is not all of them are going to look this way. And this only applies to a few of you because not everybody has a Themestopper, but if you do and you're assigned to one, it might look like this. It depends on what kind of content you're doing. And sorry, Ryan, if you're watching this. I did edit your photo a bit. I didn't mean to. I just wanted the colors to be a little bit more vibrant, so the white text looked a bit more standoutish on it. If you don't like it, I can just get rid of it and change the picture. But anyway, if you have a picture that's beautiful like this, it takes up half the page, then we can have layout like this. Or if you have a beautiful picture that takes up the whole page, then we can move this copy onto the side here and have pictures overlap on it. Like, it literally depends on what kind of content you're doing. So anyway, the text is it's going to be ungrouped. It is ungrouped, and it's going to be in this kind of shape where just ignore what I'm doing right now, where you're going to be able to just kind of type in whatever, and it'll curve around your subhead. And then you'll have your pictures here. I mean, you already know how to do this. You know how to change the color. Everything will be ungrouped. The only thing I really want to talk about is this mod right here, because this is something new. Never done this before. We do polls like every year, but we haven't done one that's kind of like a bar graph, and I thought it would be cool to include. So anyway, just to start with, and you can have, I'd say, up to 4 things to compare. And if you want to have 3, then I'll just show you what you would do. But anyway, let's just pretend that we have these 4, right? So the text boxes will already be in place. Let's say I want to change this to, I don't know, what's a drink? Coke or soda, right? I just type it in that way, and everything works out to be the way I want it to be. And these are actually cutouts, right? So what I did is I went on the internet and I searched up water. That is nice, water bottle PNG, right? And you need to put PNG after because you want that transparent background, right? So you don't have to cut it out. And this is the one that I chose. I downloaded it, and then it has kind of a reflection down here. So I just cropped that out, and then I got this. I'm just going to ungroup it and drag it over here so you can see. So these are 2 separate things. I'm just going to lock this. But I mean, you can see where I kind of cropped out the I'll zoom in. The reflection. And this is, you know how to draw cutouts. You just put it on top. And you group it. And then you bring it over and you put it on top of your bar graph. Now, between the bar graph and the actual cutout should be a half pica. So this is a little bit more than a half pica. So this is about half right here, right? How it kind of sits on top. And that's the same with the other cutouts that I've chosen. They should all relatively be the same size, and it's kind of hard to size them because they're all such different shapes, but as long as they're similar, they should be good. But I'm thinking they should be about, let's see, 1, 2, this is about 3 picas tall. So think 3 picas tall for your images here. Now, obviously, the tea bag is an exception, but think of it this way. Well, if it can't be 3 picas tall, then it should probably be 3 picas wide, right? So 1, 2, 3. This is about 3 picas wide. Be smart. So anyway, we have our stuff here. Now, let's say I only wanted 3 bar graphs, right? So I would just delete this and this and this. And, I would just move them over. And they should be a pica away from the edge, as in this. This is your border. And just move this over on in the middle, right? A kind of way to make sure that they're spaced evenly is that you highlight the 3 bar graphs. You go to layout, and then you do space evenly horizontally. And see how that fixes itself, and that means that you need to fix the cutout that's on top of it. So, right, we have our 3 bar graphs. Now, it looks a little bit empty, because, you know, whatever, because there's less. So you can thicken it up about a pica or so. So we're thickening it up about a pica. And then, let's redo what we just did. Distribute horizontally. And see, that looks a bit more full. I'm not really sure how I like that. We'll have to play around with it. That's what 3 looks like. Okay, definitely, whatever I just said, ignore that. Don't do that. Don't thicken it up at all. Keep it the same width. Just distribute it horizontally. And now you're probably wondering, how did you get the percentages in there? Well, so these bar graphs right here, this is a shape. Like, I drew this. Like, this is just a rectangle. And so I double-clicked it. I didn't mean to move it. But I double-clicked it. And this is like a text box. Like, I can type in here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. And basically what I did, I'll just get rid of everything. So I typed 40%. And if for some reason the formatting isn't there, just highlight everything. It should be in bold italic. And the effects on it, there's no actual effects on it because you can't really do that to type. But you go over here to text, and it should be at 80% tint. So this is actually, the font here, the text color is the same color as the bar graph, but it's just tinted. So that's why it looks very cohesive. And then obviously the text boxes down here, they don't look so right. So, move them over. Move them over. What I would do is I would lock this so you don't select it. And I would select these two, go to layout, and just center them. Like that. Center them up. And then, make sure they're all distributed evenly. And, it's not perfect because, I'm not going to be nitpicky. But, that's if you wanted to make it, less than 4. But I think it looks best when it has 4. But that's just me. You already know how to do this. This shouldn't be that big of a deal. There's actually a mistake here in the layouts. I will fix that later. But this is actually supposed to be 90% transparent. And this should be 80% transparent. So if you guys catch any mistakes, let me know. And the really cool thing about using transparency in these layouts is, like, when two transparent things are aligned on top of each other, they just naturally darken. So, I don't know if you can see it here. I'll compare it to these two up here. These are lighter than these because this is actually on top of the S, so it kind of multiplies and it darkens. So yeah, there you go. I mean, and this can be any photo that you choose, but for example, when I mean that, like, it probably will not work out, and we'll have to make a different layout specifically for what picture you want to use. Like, if we use this other beautiful picture Ryan has, it's like, I don't know if it was them, if it was somebody else. It was like the guy doing the pull-up. I really like that one. That was really cool. This one. We can work around this. Like, we can move this text over here, or, we can crop it so that it's like this and move the text over here. Like, it generally depends on what kind of spread you're doing. So don't be afraid to, tell me, like, hey, like, this layout's not going to work with the picture I want. Okay, then let's fix it. Okay, so that's everything for Themestopper. Nothing new, besides just a different layout. So, yeah. See you guys later.